Hello traders, today I'm going to be going over my trade from today, November 15th on NAS100. It was a choppier day in the market. This right here on TradingView is, I'm in replay mode, starting at 7 a.m. this morning. Yesterday was CPI and it was a crazy day. We had this huge jump right at 6:30, then it was pretty choppy the rest of the day. But that makes today a little more, well, it made me a little more cautious. Usually after huge movements like that on NAS100, I see more choppiness and more indecision in the market, and that certainly was the case for today. And I knew that coming in, but I was still open to taking long positions. I have marked up here the previous day high. I wasn't really looking at the previous day low because it was so far low. It was way below that 200-point jump. So I was mostly just focused on the previous day high. That was the key level I was looking at for the day. I also noticed that the 200 moving average was sharp, moving in a sharp upward trend. So longs were definitely in play. But I was aware that there could be some sharp moves back down at some point, whether it's today or tomorrow or in a few days, to kind of fill this imbalance back here. So I was cautious of that. But today I was looking mostly for longs on the 15-minute chart. So this is 7 a.m. As we have had this big move upward the last 24 hours, I was looking for a retracement and then some kind of rejection and a long, to enter in a long position. So ideally, the retracement would come to this yesterday's high right here. And I wanted to see where that looked as far as the impulse. So I drew a Fibonacci from this low to the high where this wick touched right here. And that put the golden zone, the 0.618 Fibonacci level, right around previous day high. So right at open, I was looking for longs. I was thinking that it wouldn't be too far off since we had this big move down. Then there would probably be a long position within the first hour of the day, and the stochastic RSI was already oversold. So, already I was very aware early in the day. So as we move through here, we get another big impulse down, big candle there, and it touches the 0.618. So at 7:45, this is when I'm really paying attention to how the market will react at this level. You can also see here it's a very heavy zone of support right there. So then we got that nice rejection candle there, and I got in right before the close of that candle, right at the end that wick bounced down. So I got in at 862, 15,862, and placed my stop below the low there at it was 834. That's right. And then I was looking for 1 to 2 up to 920. 15,920. But we did have this zone right here of consolidation, of resistance as well. So I was aware of that. I thought that 920 was feasible, but also I was going to be cautious with this zone. So, and then we had the stochastic RSI oversold down here, which was crossing back up and looking in a good position to buy. So then the market moved in my direction pretty immediately. In the first 15-minute candle, we had this big rejection wick here. So within the candle, the market got up to 1R on my position. And at 0.5R, so this is where my mistake came in. I saw it kind of touch this zone here, and it was rejecting. So at 884, I took 25% of my position off because I wanted I wanted to hold to 920 to get that 1 to 2R. but I was also seeing a lot of rejection. Normally, my plan is when it hits 1R is to take 70% off the trade. But I think I was a little nervous that it wouldn't even get to 1R. So I took 25% off at like 0.7R, which it was just right before 1R. And then I set my stop to break even. And in the next candle, the market actually came down and took me out there. I closed a little bit before break even because it was just heading down there so fast. So in total, I made 0.29% on the day, about $300. And then I watched the market a little bit. It kind of bounced around, and it did break 900. It did make it quite to 920. I think it made it to 910. So that's 920 up there. And then, yeah, it did end up bringing in that bearish move later in the day. And it went all the way down here. So I'm glad I took some partials, but my trade management wasn't exactly according to plan, because if I'm going to take some off, I like to take off at 1R, and I like to take off 70% and just leave 30% running. But I took off too little, and I didn't wait till I hit 1R. And so I didn't get very much profit on the day. I think I was afraid of drawdown, just because it was so wicky here, but all the candles did close green. And the past few days, my trades have just been all green candles, and I've seen hardly any drawdown. And so I was seeing some red, and I got nervous, and that's something I need to work on, is just being okay with the drawdown. Because it does come, and the losers do come. But as long as you cut losses quickly and hold winners longer than you hold losers, in the end it comes out all right. So glad to end the day in profit. It's been a great month as far as win rate. I've been just trying to end every day green. This is my trading calendar for the month. Green almost every day. Just had that one day on the 8th that was pretty much break even. I had minus 0.09%. Overall for the month, I am up a little over 3%, which is just great to see. If I could just continue to do that, I'm happy with that result. 4% is kind of my goal for a month, but of course in trading you have to be flexible with your quote-unquote goals. So very happy to see 3% for the month. Very happy that I could get out of this trade before I got stopped. And we will see what tomorrow brings now that we have seen a lot of bearish movement. But that is my trade today, and thank you for watching.